It goes something like this: people buy from people they like, and people like people who are like them. Hello, it's Friday, and it's the end of the day, which means weekend is here, and somehow I always feel that this is a good time to vlog when everyone's gone home and I'm just waiting for Isha, and then I'm gonna wrap up and go home as well. But this week has been very eventful, and I thought I'd share a few things I've learned. Alhamdulillah, we've managed to onboard a few clients, and there's something very inspiring, because part of the discovery process when we have the project kickoff is I want to understand a bit more about the purpose of why these entrepreneurs set up their business or organizations, and it always comes in as a very serious kind of question, like and I have to be sure that I phrase it correctly to give context why you're asking such questions. But what I love about the answers is how inspiring it is. How inspiring it is to hear their purpose articulated in very simplified language. Right? Honestly, some people are not able to articulate it at all. Like it's convoluted inside. It's wrapped up with a lot of complexities, and they're not able to just say why in a way that resonates with a potential audience. But the people that I met this week who are able to really clearly and succinctly say why, their whys basically, you know. And I would say that when I was trying to give context, this purpose statement, right, is something that we use to fuel or to as a fact check kind of thing, right, to make sure that everything that we do in the branding process is based on that and is and goes back to that. Basically, when I hear purpose statements or just people sharing their purpose with such strong conviction, it gives me the goosebumps, you know. It gives me great honor to be working with such people, because in just one statement they're able to convince anyone why it's worth being on that journey with them, right? And it's not a vision statement. It's not telling people where they're going. It's telling people why they started on this journey. So in a way that it's kind of two different things, right? The purpose statement and vision statement. I just want to reiterate that it's very important to be very clear why you're doing what you do, if at least for yourself, right? Even if it's something that you don't publicly proclaim, and it's wise not to publicly proclaim most of the time, but it is something that you need to be very aware of for yourself, and perhaps even share it with the people close to you, in terms of the people who are working with you, because it just helps with alignments. Yeah, and when people are aligned, when management or leadership is aligned with the workforce or the team or the tribe, there's something magical that happens. There's some kind of connection that is being made, right? And it's cliche, perhaps some people would say, like, why are we talking about this when it comes to branding? But my perspective is that it is extremely tied to branding. It is, I would say, even the foundation of starting to build a brand. I think branding starts from within. While understanding audience is one of the most important thing, understanding who your customers are and making sure that your brand appeals to them, it is just as important to be reflective of why you're doing this. Because and then end with this, there is a statement, or there's a quote that I can't remember where I heard it from, but it goes something like this: people buy from people they like, and people like people who are like them. So that's the link. Essentially, that's the link. Why there's a concept of match and mirror, right? Making sure that if you're gonna appeal to a certain kind of audience, there needs to be some kind of truth in that on yourself. And if you try to appeal to an audience that is completely different from you, it's gonna be a lot harder to maintain that front. And eventually, especially in the age of content, in the age of volume of content, in fact, it's quite possible that you might burn out, because to maintain that front who is not quite you, in a self-aware kind of sense, it's an invitation to just not work out. Anyway, I hope everybody will have a good weekend. I'm gonna take off soon. See you guys.